you might get down the road for say 3 months or so and go, you know what? Not interested in it anymore.
Don't get to where you're not enjoying it.
You won't regret it. I guarantee you, you won't regret it. It's a unique experience.
Hello and welcome to The Lab, a Minecraft podcast where we explore, experiment, and theorize about all things Minecraft. I am Minor Thoughts, and with me is a man who got his start trying to figure out what to do with wood and wool. The Troge.
Why can't I make a bed?
Classic moment.
And you can still see that on DTG Family Gaming YouTube channel if you dig back far enough. Beautiful moments, beautiful times. For context, up until the year 2020, I had never played Minecraft until my son come to me and said, "Dad, I want to make videos for YouTube on Minecraft." I was like, all right, no problems. So we started the journey. He got me into Minecraft and we made our first, then he asked me to be involved in the channel, and I fell in love with Minecraft and fell in love with content creation. And our first series together was Dad Fails Minecraft, where literally he shows and teaches me how to play Minecraft. And boy, have I come a long way.
Yes, the rest is history.
Indeed.
Yeah, so we want to briefly talk about how we got our start. We got an email from one of our loyal listeners, and we want, there was a request to, I don't know how to word this.
Well, how about I just read the email?
Yeah, maybe you take over.
All right, so this is from Dab Plays. Great to see you and hear from you, Dab. Hello, guys. Firstly, I want to say I love your podcast, and honestly, when I hear the notification of a new episode, I'm straight on it. Well, welcome. Good to hear you, and I'm glad that you love the podcast. In your most recent episode, now he's talking here about the one at the end of last year where we spoke about the feedback from various listeners and whatnot. It got me thinking about the bare bones of content creation. My son has aspirations of joining the Content Creation Guild and has got some of the tools required to do so from Santa. As a parent with little knowledge of generating content, I have watched some videos and alas, got a migraine with the absolute torrent of stuff out there. What I'm essentially asking as a podcast idea or direct help is what tools do you both use for recording, editing, or where to find free music or anything you deem useful in this endeavor. Hope you had a happy Christmas and a wonderful new year. And same to you, Dab, and thank you for the email. And I believe today we're going to devote today's episode to that question.
Yes, kind of how we got our start and what we started with as far as equipment and just learning. Because you're right, Dab. You can get quickly overwhelmed with the amount of things on YouTube, tutorials, whatnot, on what you need to get started. Some will say you need this and this and this and this. We'll just go over what you need, bare bones, today, and kind of what we started with.
Yeah, it's probably not the best to explain what our setups are now, because I can only speak for myself. I think I'm on about my third setup since we started the content creation journey, and I actually got serious about making it. So the setup that I've got now, thanks to streaming on Twitch and various events and the support of the community, is a nice little setup. But that's definitely not how we started, and not what I would recommend anyone starting out, let alone your son. And, you know, I'll probably let Minor go through his start and how he started first, because I think I can actually provide you with a fair bit of insight here in what it's like having a son wanting to do content, because there's some things that some people don't think about. And just like you, I had no idea about making content. I had no idea about Minecraft. Well, you might have an idea about Minecraft. I didn't. But the whole content thing was a learn as you go experience. And I can relate, as Minor can. You watch videos and you just go, what am I getting in for here? And there's a lot of learning as you go, but we can definitely help.
My setup has, probably like yours, evolved over the years. Some would call it overkill. Others would be like, well, okay, that's just typical content creator setup, having different screens and a computer, different pieces of equipment for streaming. But what I started with as far as content creation, see, I didn't start with Minecraft. I kind of just wanted to do gaming videos, and that's I've still got videos on my channel from way back at my start where I just wanted to do gaming videos. Some were recorded through my console, um, and others through a laptop is where I started. And it's kind of evolved over the years to, include camera, a decent microphone, um, the different monitors for editing. But Troge will probably get into his setup and more and what he uses. But what I still use the same editing software. I use Filmora. Um, I have a paid version for editing. Now, I'm going to be honest with everybody here. Editing is my least favorite thing to do. It that will sometimes give me a migraine, if I'm being honest. But I've tried to find tools to help streamline that. Fillmore is a really good one for me. Um, uh, there's starting to become a lot of AI editors, but that's if you want to pay for it. A good one that is recommended by a content creator that I follow that's free is DaVinci Resolve. But that might be something that's, there's a learning curve for that. So I guess you got to ask yourself, what are you trying to do? What kind of content do you want to have? Just gameplay? Do you want to have gameplay as well as commentary? And then look at the pieces of equipment you'll need for that. You don't have to have a high-end microphone. My microphones have evolved over the years. So you really got to ask yourself, what do you want to do? What do you want to do on a basic level as far as starting out? Because it will evolve over time.
It does. It does. And you don't want to rush out and buy top line stuff straight at the start because you might get down the road for say 3 months or so and go, you know what? Not interested in it anymore. I'm not as keen. And then you've got thousands of dollars sitting on your desk that you're not going to use. There's a lot of things to take into account. And we're talking here about your son, and I can obviously speak from this. My son was 10ish at the time when he said, I want to start a YouTube channel. Obviously too young to do that by himself, but with, me being guidance there with him, he was allowed to do that. Hence why we came up with DTG Family Gaming. So it was the both of us. Before really we looked at the bits and pieces of it, when he first come to me and said, I want to make YouTube videos, I knew from different projects I'd done in the past in my younger days that it's not as simple as sit in front of a computer, record what you've done, and take that recording and whack it straight up on YouTube. It is not that simple. And I know a lot of the creators make it look that simple. It's not. And so what I was afraid of was my son would, and knowing my son, he would get bored of, as Mina said, the editing side of it. And when he realized and when it clicked on that, it's not just playing games for an hour and whacking that footage up, his enthusiasm for it would die. And that actually did happen. Not so much the fact of the enthusiasm for having a channel, but the enthusiasm for the hard work that goes in behind it. And it went from him recording to him going, Dad, can you help me? To Dad, can you be in the videos with me? It was that was the progression. What I had said to him was, I think he'd come to me in September of 2019. He used to watch channels like Dennis and things like that. And he'd said, I want to make YouTube videos. And I said to him, look, you think about it for the next couple of months. And if you still want to do it at Christmas time, let me know. And I'll buy you something that will help to start the journey off. Now, he already had a very simple laptop that he had for school. So what at Christmas time, kind of said, yeah, Dad, I still want to do it. We just bought a cheap headphone mic set, which would allow him to record and hear. And that was how we started. I hopped online and I did the research and dabbed. Then I fell into that hole like you did of like, what on earth am I looking at here? What is going to happen? So I found the program, which was at the time that I was using was called OBS. open broadcast software. I think it is mine. I think that's what it's called, OBS. And that's what you use to record your screen and everything else that you want to do, which has got its own learning curve on how to set that up. And that was it. Laptop, OBS, simple headphone and mic, good to go. And that, I think, is the perfect setup to start with when you're starting the journey out, because you don't want to spend money on something you don't know if it's going to be a long-term hobby or a short-term thing. Just start with that, get the feel of it, get the understanding of what's required to make a video with the editing side. And then 6 months down the road, if your son's still into it and you're enjoying the content and the process of bonding with him as well, then start looking at upgrading. And how we upgraded next was our microphone. We got rid of the headset and we got a Blue Snowball. And that microphone, actually, it lasted me right through until probably the middle of last year when I upgraded to I got more serious about the podcast side of things, went up to a Wave 3 from Elgato. But that Blue Snowball, I'm guaranteeing you can't go wrong. It is a great little unit. And my son now is old enough to have his own Twitch channel, and he's now using the Blue Snowball for his Twitch streams. And when we record our podcast, we use the Blue Snowball, the Dad and Lad Chuckles and Change podcast, which came out in January. And yeah, we use that one because it's just a better multi-directional unit. The other thing I just want to say, Dab, is be involved, is my advice, with your son, with the project, because some of the best bonding moments I can remember in the formative years with my boy and my daughter too, who got involved for a little bit there, revolves around content. It's a fun project to do together. You bond over it, you laugh over it, and you'll find your son will be more keen to keep it going if you're involved with it, because he'll want to be spending time with you in that sphere. And I'm going to be honest with you, he's going to need your help on how to do editing. I'm telling you now. And the other piece of advice that I can give, Dab, if you aren't already, is join the Interrealms Discord. And we'll try and remember to get Keegers to put a link to the Discord in the description, because there's a ton of people in there that be more than willing, including us, to directly give you help, support, advice as you go down your journey here. Because it can be a fun journey, but it can also be one fraught with very quickly getting discouraged, because starting a YouTube channel is really slow going. You know, you might put a video up and get no views. You might put a video up and get 10 views, you know, and I can talk about, again, my experience with my boy. You know, he was watching the big guys, you know, and that's what he thought was going to happen, and it didn't. And rightly so. You know, the content we were learning, we weren't knowing, we got a few through, you know, then it just grows organically over time. So it's a consistency thing. You got to avoid the putting a video out and maybe not getting as many views as you think it's worth. You just got to forget about that. You put the content out, learn as you go, and go from there. That was a monologue. I apologize.
No, and your son is going to see other creators and say, I want to do that, or be inspired by that, or you yourself may be inspired to create content. But that goes back to the editing, and which is, again, my problem. I don't like to do editing, but I have I don't know, it's not a style, but I tend to over edit sometimes. I like to add a lot of different elements and things as I'm inspired. I kind of do a lot of different things where, you know, it's not just gameplay and nothing else. You know, I throw in different elements, transitions. If you're doing Minecraft, it could be just gameplay, but then again, depending on what you're playing on, you could run into using mods and different things to make your videos more cinematic. So it's really, you know, don't go too much at once. Start with the basics and go from there. Find a happy medium that's both you and your son. Don't get to where you're not enjoying it because of the editing or whatnot. Enjoy yourselves. And I think that will come through on the videos.
100%. And I think that right now is the key to having that success, the success in terms of the fun with your son, and the fun of playing games and enjoying the process and learning things. Focus on that, and it is in an amazing journey. You know, I look back 2020, this journey started for me. I never, ever thought that I would be, I'm small, but a content creator, making content for YouTube, right? And now 3 years later, 4 years later, well, that's scary. 4 years later, you know, I'm working on a couple of podcasts, a couple of YouTube channels, live streaming on Twitch multiple times a week. My first setup that I had with my son was a singular laptop with the inbuilt webcam, the headphone mic set. That was it. It did everything. It was a potato. Right. It was a potato, and we had fun with that. But now you fast forward 4 years, and what the evolution of the journey is, you know, webcam, 4 monitors, ring lights, boom arms, all the jazz, standing desk modifiers, all that jazz, right? But you guys, when you're starting out, anyone doesn't need that right at the start. Start with the basics, see how it goes, and enjoy the process.
Right. And see, even though you were playing on a potato, you could see in those first videos, the Dad Fails Minecraft, that you were enjoying yourself, even fumbling around, like I said in the intro, fumbling around trying to figure out how to make a bed. You can tell the enjoyment was there.
And I think that was shared between me and my son. And that was the key thing. It was so much fun. And yeah, I do not regret falling into the content creation rabbit hole. I've met some of my best friends from this, from making content. People I would never have met. Everyone on Interrealms, I would not have met one of them if it was not for my son saying to me in September 2019, "Dad, I think I want to make YouTube videos." And that is a gift that I can probably never repay.
It's growing, and it's still growing as far as community, this podcast, our content. And at the end of the day, ask yourself, what do you and or your son and other people listening, what do you want out of content creation? Don't get so involved with it that you lose sight of having fun. We've had episodes on burnout, because you can get burnout on doing content creation. Keep on having fun.
Yeah, have the fun. Don't expect to make millions of dollars. The minute you go into it thinking I'm going to make money out of it, or I'm going to chase the sub counts and the follow goals and all that, the minute you do that, you stop having fun. And it's natural. It's human nature. It's very natural to get into that, chasing the number goals, so to speak. The revenue, the how many followers, the how many subscribers, and all that. It's very easy because that's the metrics that YouTube shows you and Twitch shows you. They show you numbers at the early stages, and even still where we are. Our goal should be is consistency to get the content out, is consistency. And as Mina said, have fun with it. That is the 2 goals that you should have it right at the start.
Right. And that's why, this podcast, we're on our 3rd year, and I am still really enjoying it. I enjoy talking about these things, even though it may not be all Minecraft. I still like just chatting about different topics. It's listeners like you, Dab Play, and others that keep this going and keep this fresh. We want to hear more from you, and we thank you so much for this email. This is great. Any topics you want, you the community, you the listeners want to give us, we're going for new goals this year, and we want to put out more episodes than last year, of course. So send us your ideas, send us your topics. You can reach us through email, minecraftlab@gmail.com. You can reach us on X at MC_lab, or on the Interrealms SMP.com. Click connect, and you can reach us through there, or just join the Interrealms Discord. If you're looking for some help, there are people within the community that can help you.
And Dab, just to follow up, if you've got any more questions about anything to do with this, I'm more than happy for you to shoot an email back through. Obviously, you've got our email address there. And yeah, happy to help any other way that we can with that. So please do not hesitate to reply, send another email, ask any questions. Or if you see me live on Twitch, I know you've popped into stream a couple of times there. Yeah, feel free to say hello and we can maybe continue to chat live on stream, because sometimes those conversations can help others, and a lot of other content creators actually are in my viewers as well in the chat. So you might get some more advice there as well. And that goes out to anybody. You can find me on Twitch at the one Troj. Head on over there, say hello if you see me live. It's a very chatty environment. We love a chat, we love a dance, we love some fun. So yeah, hop on over there and keep the conversation going.
Right. And you can find me on Twitch as well. More this year, I promise. Minor Thoughts, of course.
Well, Minor, I've thoroughly enjoyed that walk back down memory lane. It's brought back some good memories, and I wasn't expecting you to go to the how do I make a bed? Why can't I make a bed? I wasn't expecting that, but I'm glad that lives on in infamy.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. As a classic family moment. And that's what it's about is if at the end of the day, Dab, it's about just having dad and son time, then it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, that's my last piece of advice is be involved with him. Do it with him. Have fun with him. You won't regret it. I guarantee you won't regret it. It's a unique experience to be able to have that experience with your boy, and yeah, be involved.
Well, I'm running out of outros. People, if you've got outros for me, send them to the socials I mentioned. Let me know what the next thing I should blow up. I have plans in 2024 to use more TNT, even more. I won't give any spoilers because that might be bad. But now I forgot what I was going to say for you.
No doubt it was something woody. I'm just saying. No doubt.
Well, I mean, you are the woodman, so.
Apparently so. And as the song that Thomas Thornton wrote is, everybody's into Troja's Wood.
Because it's so good. It's so good.
On that note, goodbye all.
We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.